Welcome to Verbal Pig Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I got Christnu in the building on this. This is a Monday.
Monday.
On this fine
Moon day.
Moon day, bruh.
Lunar day.
Hey, and you know what? Check this out. One of the name of the gods in Kenya is called Mungu.
Okay.
I don't know if they're coming from Moon God.
Mungu. Like over there, if I meet a black, the martial arts spot, Mungu.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's Swahili.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's for God. That's Swahili is Mungu.
Okay. If I'm pronouncing it right.
Well, okay. See, we connected. We connected the dots, like Bud Roberts say. Okay, done deal. Now basically, we going into. Okay, let hold on. I want to get in this story real quick. Concept. Then we'll get into the Japanese. What is it called? Hogyaku. But I just want to get in this concept. There's a theory out that the serpent in the Bible, who they say that got Eve to take a bite of the apple, which opened their eyes, a concept that was a good thing because now they know knowledge and they can build off knowledge. And they was trying to say that the original God was keeping them from knowledge so that they can be controlled.
Facts.
Now, but and the reason why I say the reason why I say this is because in 2017, as we all evolving, and another concept, we all evolving, and the white dude said this. White guy said that, okay, well, let's say that there are life on other planets, because Donald Elijah Muhammad said that there's life on other planets. Mm-hmm. So the white guy said, okay, well, let's say that there are life on other planets. Do they worship the same way you worship? Do they have a Pope and a Jesus too, or do they worship different? And he was saying, well, if they worship different, then everything we got down here, we can throw that away. Mm-hmm. And he said, is the God on planet Earth the same God on? And do they do the same things that you do here, up there? You know what I mean? I'm like, okay. So then, what would be the common denominator? The common denominator would be mathematics then, because no matter what planet you on, gravity is gravity.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
To get from one distance to another distance is to get from one distance to another distance.
Right.
No matter where you at.
Okay.
So then that means that the concept of a creator then is bigger than just I guess what man can create, I guess. Is what I'm saying.
Right. Now one concept that I've come to understand is the soul.
Right.
And so the soul being where everything came from, where creation comes out of, the soul, and that being the only thing that's real.
Right. Now is that darkness?
It would represent that.
Okay.
That's interesting. That's a good question, man. That's interesting. So my question is, what is the relationship between the subconscious and the soul?
The relationship between the subconscious and the soul? You create. You can drop a seed in the subconscious, and it can create. And you can also want something, desire it so much to where it's in the pit of your soul, and you bring it forth. Mm-hmm. So they both are creating, but you're right. But it's both creating from not saying a dark place, but a place that's without light. Because really, the sun wouldn't exist without the darkness. Anyway. Mm-hmm. If it was everything was lit up, you wouldn't even see the sun. Mm-hmm. Because the sun reflects off the darkness. Mm-hmm. So if you're saying the soul and the subconscious, but the most, let's say it like this, the most protective thing that you can protect is your mind.
Right.
So you watch, that's why they say, you watch what you think, say, and do. Mm-hmm. Because the mind is all powerful and it creates.
Right.
Okay, so Are you, or are we saying is mind synonymous with soul?
Yes.
Because mind is synonymous with soul.
Mm-hmm.
Because you couldn't exist without a soul.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so then the soul. So when we create, so okay. So if we create from a elevated place, which is the mind, and it's upright, then the soul would be the soil that fertilizes, that keeps the thought that was created in the subconscious until it's time for its fruition, till it's time for it to come to light, and then it comes forth. So then we would say, okay, let's say like let's say a seed,
Okay.
is a thought.
Right.
You plant that in the soul or the soil, and then after the time of incubation period, then it comes forth to the light. So okay, that did. We can roll with that. Okay, we can roll with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We build it.
Yeah.
Because we are evolving.
Right.
And then now let's say that's why they would tell farmers to don't deplete the soil. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or we would say don't deplete the soul by taking in things that would be harmful to it.
Right.
Because now what you would produce. Example. Okay, as an example, and I think the Brother Farrakhan gave a lecture on how to create a God. Okay, as an example. Okay, now we would do it. Don't deplete the soul. That way, what you produce can be beneficial for the whole humanity or your loved ones and those around you.
Okay.
And if you deplete the soul, then you produce something. It wouldn't even be good for myself. I couldn't use if I created something out of depleted soul and tried to bring it forth to reality. How can myself and mankind pull off of it?
Right.
But if I'm in a right state of mind and I'm like you be saying, we rolling with the flow, keep positive, keep it moving, and we do that, and then what's created, folk can benefit, and we keep. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But let me ask you this: is that now? Do we have to learn this over again through our period of slavery in America? Was this once known, and we regaining this knowledge, or is time evolving us to this knowledge?
The knowledge, the subconscious contains all knowledge. So the knowledge that we're coming into now is just knowledge that we're pulling from our subconscious and bringing it to the light.
Okay. And you saying that this is the time to pull it out? Meaning we couldn't have pulled it out, let's say, 20 years ago. Meaning, I'm saying that this planet is moving, right? The Earth is moving.
Right.
So did we come to a position now to where, okay, now we got to pull this knowledge out of the subconscious at this particular time because this is what it calls for?
This is what it calls for. It calls for that when people talk about end time and end time events, that's another way of saying that we're at the end of the timeline. You know, because for us to be within the concept of time, there has to be a beginning and an end, because that's a part of the concept of time, that there's a beginning and an end. Right. So this whole concept of end time is talking about this is a job well done, and we're just living out, you know, the last ride for us.
And then, okay. Now let me ask you this: so are we living out the end time of a old God and a new God is coming on the scene? And the only reason why I asked that question is they said that when the God of Israel created himself, it began time. But it does always talk about an end of days or end of time. So if an end of time do arise, and that means it's a new.
That's a way to look at it.
It's
That's a
coming
way
on
to
the
look
scene.
at it. You know, let's say perfection being the old God and the new God coming onto the scene at the end of time being this. When we go back home, that would be the new God, and the old God would be perfection.
Okay, come on.
And me and G-Dub was building on the fact that perfection was a flaw, because if it wasn't, then it wouldn't have needed to create the concept of creation. Creation wouldn't be a necessity if perfection wasn't a flaw, because perfection is synonymous with stagnation. Because with perfection, just like they speak on it on the Japanese anime show Bleach, with perfection there's no room for growth. So when within creation you have the concept of choice, and you have the concept of evolution and alchemy, which is within that. you have the flaw, because within the flaw you have room to grow.
I'm actually. Let me put this on the table. I don't know how to introduce this thought.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you incomplete? How do you make it complete? Meaning, if it's imperfection, if it starts off imperfect, don't you have to do some things? And it isn't in the journey to make it complete a whole, or not saying perfect, but to make it whole.
Where we're going is unfathomable. That goes beyond any concept or any conversation. We're going to, and it being unfathomable is what makes it, what it is. It's what makes it, because to let's say for us to even start explaining what it is, it can almost in a sense take away from it, because it's just beyond conversation.
Okay, right.
Anything that we could fathom.
Right. That means you were right. You saying that we would have to keep it. We have to put a cap on it under what we know, or we have to put a cap on it because what's beyond hasn't been discovered yet.
Right. We could have a conversation about this for the rest of our lives and still wouldn't be able to explain where we're going in terms of going back home from all this work that we done did, at least billions of years, more than billions of years, because we've existed on different planets and different dimensions, in terms of all the work and all the pressure we've been under and being within creation, this sacrifice that we made, in order to create something, like you said, the new God, a new concept, home, the unfathomable realm, the unknown realm, the X across the chest when Asar is laying, with the Pharaoh's body on the tomb, and they're going into the unknown. That's another way of saying the unfathomable. We're going to the unknown, which is beyond knowledge, because knowledge is here. Knowledge is a product of here. We're going beyond knowledge.
We look beyond here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Well, they say nothingness, in other words.
So you saying that topics like this prepare the mind to venture off into what's to come, so it don't shock you, or you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Okay, you prepare, you have a grasp, because now you connecting these set of numbers that you know to a new set of numbers, and you're getting the equation. Or okay, but now. On the show, one more time.
So the Hogyaku.
Hogyaku.
Right. The
Japanese show.
Right.
Now, before we get into Hogyaku, why is it that the samurais, Japan, their metaphysics is kind of similar to what's taught in Egypt in a sense?
Because our ancestors is the original people of these particular land masses, So the reason why we see familiarity in the structures of their pagodas and how they are pyramid in shape when we look at the ancient structures is because, that's all coming off of, original African science.
Right.
You know, so these people, you know, the Japanese people of the day are nothing but, you know, a down the line version of our ancestors.
Okay, right. So the concept of the Hogyaku is dropped in science, but it's being told through a story.
Exactly.
Break that down for us.
Coming
bro.
from the show Bleach, you know, spoiler alert for those who are fans of Bleach, you know, is that this concept of the Hogyaku is that the Hogyaku, it provides one with perfect opportunity, but one has to be powerful enough in order to capitalize on that particular opportunity, and if they're not powerful enough, then nothing will occur. You know, so when I think back, you know, on the past, and I think about, you know, things occurring in the now, you know, we see perfect opportunity right in front of us, and that's great to talk about things, but without putting forth the action or the wisdom, then the understanding will not be born. You know, so one has to be powerful enough to capitalize on perfect opportunity in the now, otherwise we just talking.
It's wasted opportunity.
Right.
Yeah, that you're right. 100%. And so what will one need to motivate to capitalize on? Is it that now? Oh man, because I'm seeing, I understand exactly, and I'm understanding the teachings and the purpose of that is because in the teaching it says that they taught us fear as a baby. So we trying to overcome the fear as a baby to capitalize, because they knew one day the opportunity would present itself, but hopefully we wouldn't be prepared for it and rise to our true self. So, okay, yeah. So knowledge itself.
Right.
And then, because it will, because you, so the mind, the mind creates, you would think, and the mind would create that opportunity.
Right.
But you saying whether when it comes around, are you gonna capitalize off of it? You gonna barbecue? You gonna mildew?
Exactly. Are you gonna sabotage yourself? Is there something in your subconscious that's keeping you from reaching that plateau? You know, a question I've had to ask myself on different occasions.
So okay. Now what? Okay, man, is it like what you said earlier? So what you saying is the method to use to capitalize on an opportunity could be a variation of methods.
Facts. Right.
So it could go from a ritual, a saying. You can use Dianetics.
Right.
You can say, you know what, I'll set a pitcher of water by whatever.
Right.
To get me to and whatever works.
Whatever works. As long as you ain't compromising your integrity, go for it.
Come on. Yeah. See, that's what kept us stagnated for so long. We was beat with a European form of religion, but the medicine, or what they gave us, it wasn't medicine, it was poison.
Facts.
And so when folks came with the real antidote, they were so used to taking the poison, they didn't know they was turning away from what could save them.
Right.
Come on. And that's, and you say?
The Hogyaku.
The Hogyaku. I gotta check where for those that are interested, where they check it out at?
Yeah, go Google Bleach, Japanese anime. It'll come right up. You can get it in English dub or English subtitles, whichever you prefer. Yeah,
well, we used to listen to the dubs back in the day, watching the shows, the mouth move. Yeah, we mastered that.
Yeah, no, this you know, these dubs is like real dubs. This ain't, the mouth ain't gonna be moving one way in the words. Nah, it's gonna be all lined up.
They got it banned. I remember watching Five Deadly Venoms and Kid with the Golden Arm and all that back in the day. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember them too. The Iron Monkey, that was later.
Iron Monkey. That was much. They was dropping knowledge.
They were dropping knowledge.
When the Wu-Tang come in, they watching the same one back in the day. Yeah. That's what's up, man. Hey, man, it was a pleasure taking that ride into the metaphysical realm. Yeah, deep thought. Make sure you all be at the Sky Bar March 11th on Beach Nut, and we'll come back with the exact physical address, but it's the Sky Bar on Beach Nut, March 11th. Kicks off at 1 a.m. in the morning. Low Key will be performing. This is Houston Independent Artist Showcase. Maria B. Live, Gino, Low Key, Young June, D-Raja be in the building, Lil Johnny. So we'll be there. Graphics, man, will be in effect. Anything you like to add, Brother Christnu, before we go?
Hey, man. Like they say in Zoroastrianism, good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. You know, it's easier said than done, but let's do it.
Come on, we out.